Nah, chat. Hold on. Where we at right now? Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As you'll see, the studio is a little different today. I got kicked out of the main studio. I'm practically homeless, living in the living room, but that's all right. I got the whole studio set up with me. We chilling, we bing chilling, all right? Today's video, I'm gonna yap about 8 things I wish I knew before majoring in computer science. Why should you listen to me? Because I kind of been through it. 4 years, got my bachelor's, security science focus. For you non-research school tech students out there, computer science in the realm of cybersecurity. So I got a little bit of coding, I got a little bit of cybersecurity. Then I went back to school for 2 years to get my master's in computer science, where I did my capstone project on the system development lifecycle of high performance computing in order to provide data analytics for the Northern Mariana Islands on their healthcare and Medicaid data. The design, funding, the contracting into acquisition, the purchasing, procurements, up till having the hardware and software. In the future, potentially design. You know what? You didn't click on this video to learn about me. You clicked on this video to know about comp sci, and 8 things of those things which are important, I believe, for you to start your comp sci journey. So, number 1, before you start coding, you gotta ask yourself an important question, chat. Are you a thinker or are you a feeler? All right. Number 1, are you a thinker or are you a feeler? Before you even think about being a computer science major, ask yourself, are you a thinker or a feeler? Why is this important? Because your decision-making process directly impacts your problem-solving abilities. The entire major, like computer science as a whole, can be summarized by like 2 words. 2 words. It's problem solving. If you can summarize the whole thing, TLDR, what even is comp sci? Inherently, it's just problem solving. But what skills do you need to build on to learn problem solving? Problem solving skills. Here's the reality of things, right? So thinkers will have a much easier time coding because they naturally make decisions based on logic, reasoning, analysis. Allegedly, these are very important characteristics to have when designing and writing code. That doesn't mean feelers can't be good coders. What it does mean is feelers have to work a little extra harder to understand some logical concepts. So what I wanted to show y'all is, here's a very simple logical question that you might encounter in the wild. So we have a little table right here. We got A, B, and A and B. These are the true value pair statements. So it's saying that if A is true and B is true, A and B is true. True. A is true and B is false. What is A and B? It would be false. If A is false, B is true, A and B is false. And if A is false, B is false, A and B is equally false. Now, why did I show you a very simple logic matrix that you might encounter? This is a very, very, very rudimentary. You'll learn this on the first discrete mathematics weekend, like when you sign your syllabus type beat, like you'll learn this. If you inherently understand this, and this is actually pretty simple for you, like great, you're probably a thinker. But if you're the other type where you kind of had to wait and you're kind of scratching yourself like, that doesn't make sense to me. If you had to wait a bit and kind of like understand the true false logical flow of this, you know, that's perfectly fine, right? Because in actuality, let me just scroll down to right here. This is what this type of stuff you're going to be doing in discrete mathematics anyways, right? Proof by induction, very simple. It's one of the first things you learn. But you look at this and you're like, huh? What? Math has letters? Like, what's going on? Totally fine. Like, proof that the sum of n squares can be found as this. Like, you know what? Maybe for you maxing it out already. You're overloaded. You're like, what the hell am I looking at? Perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine not to understand. But what you have to understand is if you're a thinker, you probably will get a lot of these logical portions of comp sci much easier than if you a feeler. Because I feel you, you know what I'm saying? So if you took a little longer to understand, that's all right. Understanding your thinking style is the key in developing a more effective study habit for your computer science journey. Ooh, no, wait, I cooked with that. Like low-key bars. Okay, so strong problem-solving skills can carry CS students early. If you just have inherent strong problem-solving skills, you can kind of look at a question and you can kind of break it down in your head. Some people can do that inherently. Some people have to learn that skill. So my Feelas, do yourself a favor. The best recommendation for you, in order for you to learn, to catch up to these thinkers, you gotta sit in the front of the class. Very simple solution. Very trivial. You might be like, that's it? Like, I thought you yapped for a whole, like, I can see down here, you yapped for a whole 5 minutes about this whole spiel about what is the greatest solution to how you think, and it's just sit in front of the class. Yes, it is to sit in front of the class. If you don't sit in front of the class, you're not gonna pay attention, right? Speaking of distractions, remember that feeling when you're like you're playing a video game, or you're playing your favorite MOBA, and you have to do like daily battle passes, right? This is number 2, by the way. We done with 1. Think of Feela. We're in number 2. That feeling when you play your favorite game and you got daily battle pass, or you got dailies to do, you got battle pass challenges, right? So you log in every day. I love this game. About the battle pass, I'm gonna play every day. So you do this constantly, day in and day out, just so you don't miss it. Because, you know, if you log in for 30 days straight, they give you like a hyper teleport rock. It's a crazy deal. Then one day you just snap. The game, which you loved, now became a job. You don't want to do 2 full-time jobs because you already got a full-time job. You're a student, or you're probably working, or you're probably interning, you're probably working at a restaurant, you're doing something 9 to 5. So you get home, you just want to relax, play some video games. But even in the games, you're doing your second full-time job. That right there, folks, that right there. It's my favorite drink. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is Leetcode. I hate Leetcode, bro. Oh my, I hate Leetcode. I hate it. I hate Leetcode. If you don't know what Leetcode is, hold on. Now, how are you a comp sci major? You don't know what Leetcode is? This is Leetcode right here. Leetcode, ladies and gentlemen. Leetcode is this nice little website. Oh, learn all these very important skills and look like cheat sheets, data structure, algorithms, system design, cracking the interview, SQL, arrays, dynamic programming. Oh my gosh, look at all these data dump of information. This is so great. I love Leetcode. Like, Leetcode's the best thing ever. I hate it. I hate Leetcode. I hate it with a passion. Because Leetcode is something you don't want to do, but you gotta do it. It's your dailies, right? If we in a video game, Leetcode is the dailies. It's the daily challenges. It's the battle pass. Except, what tip can I give for you for Leetcode? Just like optimizing your daily routines in a game, you need to maximize your gains you get from Leetcode by being efficient and intentional with your practice. Okay? What other YAP analogy can I give for you about that? Did Steph Curry become the best NBA basketball three-point shooter, half-court shooter, full-court shooter in the world by just shooting three-pointers? I mean, maybe. No, he probably started off pretty, but after every shot, he adjusted, after every shot, like if I throw a basketball, this, after every shot, he's like, wait, this is not working. It's not working, right? So maybe like I tuck my elbow in, I get my body aligned with the hoop. I'm looking at the ball now, and I'm like, hold on, oh! Yeah, what do you call that, Chad? What do you call that? Oh! What do you call that? Call that technique. He adjusted one thing at a time until he found a technique, and through a combination of repetition and refinement of said technique, he is now the best shooter in NBA history. Not just because he shot 500 times. Like, if I went outside and I shot 500 times and I didn't learn anything every shot, I'm just wasting my time. Maybe at some point, maybe at my 100,000th three-pointer hoop, I'm finally decent, or I am pretty good at shooting. You can reduce the amount of shots you need and the amount of time it takes to get to his level by maximizing your practice. So Leetcode is a great tool in drilling technique, but it is not, I want you to know, it is not an indicator of a good programmer. If you end up chasing leaderboard stats and achievements, the only skill you'll end up mastering is most likely pattern recognition than actual understanding of what you're coding. So I had this whole skit I wanted to do,
So I'm your interviewer, and yeah, so the first question is, what would you do if you had a conflict with your
Yes, you crackheads actually look like this. Like actually look like this. You look cracked out in your interviews, okay? I'm not saying Leetcode is bad. Don't get me wrong. Don't get this right here important. Like cheat sheets important. Data structured algorithms. This is like the baseline of comp sci, right? You got cracking Google interviews, SQL language. Everyone says SQL is dead. It's not dead, bro. Dynamic programming. I don't really care for that. Arrays. You gotta learn arrays. Arrays still around, even though we got linked lists and heaps and push pull push pop. That's how Java does it. Bit manipulation. You gotta know your bits. You know what I'm saying? Decimals. 0 1 0 1 0 1 0. You gotta know your things. Sorting. You gotta know how to sort. You gotta know instruction short. If I'm a number, if I'm a digit, and I need to go through each like element in the array, how does the instruction short work? You know, why is it big O N if I have to go to the end of the list? Or do I need to do a bubble sort where I go like whoop, and then I swap out and I pop and then I swap in? You know what I'm saying? Okay, that was probably disgusting for your eyes, but you get the picture. It is not the amount of times that you actually do the Leetcode. Yes, it's very important that you do your dailies, because the dailies give you the rewards, and the rewards give you the things where you need the thing to improve the thing. Please make sure to maximize your time with Leetcode, right? When you start, whether it's easy, medium, or hard difficulty, you spawn in, like lock in. I'm telling you, you need a lock in chat, lock in. No music, AirPods in, noise canceling on, but no music. I need you to lock in. Really just give yourself time, 15 minutes. Read the question, understand the question, mentally try to establish what the actual problem is. The first algorithm that you probably were asked to build, Fibonacci sequence algorithm. Okay, it's the previous number plus the next number equals the third number, and then the second number plus the third number equals the fourth number. And how would you build that in code? There's many different solutions for the same answer, but it's important to know how to be efficient with your time. So if you don't know the answer, I still really want you to sit there 15 minutes. Stop looking! I don't want to talk about this anymore. Just make sure to use your time wisely on Leetcode, because you could end up doing it every day. You're gonna hate your life. Comp sci has already become like so lucrative that you have to kind of double major within computer science. If you want to know what major you should double major in comp sci. All right, so I spanned this up real quick. Number one, all right, we got a comp sci AI. I'm gonna put this at overhyped AF. You will have a hard time finding job. Everyone that I know that has majored specifically for machine learning and even went to go to the graduate school, they don't work at Meta. Okay, they don't work at Fang. They don't work at Google. They don't work at Apple. They don't work at none of these places. They don't work there. It's not what you know. It's the people that you know. A solid C tier. C tier, not that is bad. C tier, more like hard to find a job strictly in AI, because AI really is research focused. So unless you know people in NVIDIA, Meta, Facebook, Instagram, anything dealing with algorithms, TikTok. Nah, I think TikTok's getting closed. If you knew someone from Red Note, maybe do this. But I just want to say, every one of my friends, they don't have a job. They're deported. The student visa ran up. They sent back, bro. AI does it. I don't care about AI. C tier. Next, we have comp sci and cybersecurity. I think this is very practical. It's a very safe play. If you're trying to break into like the DoD, everything related to IT translates very well. Studying strictly in cyber too, very safe play. If you don't care about comp sci at all, I put it A tier. I will say the education on this doesn't matter as much as you think. They like gatekeep jobs just on certs. That's why we have like the trifecta meme for IT, right? You got your A plus, network plus, security plus. Where's my job? I got my trifecta. Oh, you gotta get your fourth one, CCNA, or you gotta get your CSNP or CISSP. You gotta get your. It's very cert dependent. So, on top of education, you probably spent like your whole life savings just to go to college. You need to spend $300 per certification on top of that, and to get the trifecta, you need 3 of them, $900. That's basically like taking another class in college. Just for that one, B tier. Comp sci, software engineering. I like to group software engineers and software developers together, but I know they'll crucify me. If I could give one difference, in my opinion, on what a software dev is and what a software developer is, a developer usually works on the front end. The apps look pretty. The UI it's simple to use. That's where I classify developers. Then we have software engineers. Definitely, they work both front end and the back end because they're kind of the merger between the two. When the app has to talk to an API for the back end, whether the database, whether the server or the cloud, backspace, automation, scripting, workflows, how apps are pushed. Very technical role. Honestly, I think in the current market, you put it behind B tier. It crucified me. I don't care. I said it. Mock ops is better, slightly better than remote workers. Okay, mock ops, you always need a mock op. Every company needs cyber security. Every company also needs software engineers. But even within software engineers, they have to practice secure coding fundamentals. Hard time finding job, which is true even in California right now. Potential fire hazard, which is true even in California right now. Majority of the paycheck goes to gas, which is true, especially in California right now. Therefore, I put cyber up front. I'm not glazing, chat. You know what? Krispy Kreme donuts, I'm glazing. I don't care. Cyber's W Cyber. Next, we got DevOps, okay? We got comp sci DevOps guys. Developer and operations. What is operations? They just deal with operations. They're like squids. They have hands in everything and they keep everything together and they know the functions of each thing. And in order to move forward with the mission, they have to make sure each process is synchronized and lined up in order to move forward. So the operations guy or the IT guy kind of deals with maintenance across all the hardware. Like within a data center, you have your data rack. Within the data rack, you have your server. Within the server, you have your VM running or your EXSI hypervisor. And within the hypervisor, you have your VMs. Within your VMs, you have your tenants, and your tenants are asking for resources here. Kind of fits in line with operations. This is where it gets kind of fuzzy because DevOps also includes cloud. So we'll just keep it here for now. I'll put in B tier. I'll link below in the description of, I think, what I consider one of the best DevOps, free DevOps courses you can find on YouTube. It's this guy named, I think he's an Indian. His name is Kubal. Like I would watch his videos all the time where he breaks down the fundamentals of DevOps, which is Docker, Linux, Git, every form and flavor of Git. This is where it gets kind of fuzzy because DevOps also includes cloud. So we'll just keep it here for now. Next, we have comp sci, cloud engineer focus. Software engineers, bro. I do. People are probably watching this. If you're still watching this, you're probably furious. Like, what the hell? What do we do? I don't like it. Period. Okay? Cloud engineers. Not only are they remote and sleeping like these software engineers, they're perma remote. Why? Because realistically, how many real IT personnel do you need at the data center? You probably need like 4 or 5 at most. That's why they're always smiling, because they're perma remote. What are you actually doing if you're a cloud engineer? If I had to guess, which is a very accurate guess, you're probably just designing network infrastructure for companies or maintaining network infrastructure for companies. That includes you just want to store things in the cloud. You probably designed the whole pipeline there. Maybe you want to give users access to your data. There's a pipeline there, APIs. Operating expenditures and capital expenditures. I want to build a data center. You have to estimate how much resources you need. You would never guess exactly how much. I don't know how much I need, so I'm gonna just spin up a VM at minimum, and then I'll only pay for that minimum VM computing power spent. Where am I going with this? Cloud engineers have a great time. If you can find a job as a cloud engineer, W. But super hard to find them as an entry level. I'll be honest, you'll be super lucky to get in at a junior level. You'll be lucky to get in at a senior level. You got to be already working there to make sure to get a job there. B minus. Actually, that's a lie. I'll give you guys this. Okay, next. Comp sci and data science. Omega lol, you still need to learn R in 2025. You have to learn SQL, you have to learn PHP. I'm not glazing. Data scientists make the most money. There is so much data in the world, but there's not enough people to make sense of it, okay? Think about TikTok. Think how much data the Tencent company like stole from you. Stole from millions of users, right? That's why they get paid the big bucks. So I'm not gonna lie, chat. Finally. Nah. Who is this man? Comp sci, but I work in IT. Can you see I'm filming a video and the door is closed?
It's delicious, right?
Comp sci major, comp sci graduate, work in IT. Boom. Like, recruiters are calling me every week. I'm just saying, chat. I'm just saying. S tier. 4. Projects. I'm sorry to say, if you didn't do any projects your whole 4 years in college, you're cooked. That's okay, because you probably had some internships, right? You're cooked. So what do you do if you don't have any projects or you don't have any internships? You start now. There's so many resources online and they have tutorials that hold your hand for everything. There is no excuse to not have a project a month. If you don't have any work experience or any internship experience, you can fit a good like 4 or 5 projects in your resume, you know what I'm saying? Think about it. You never thought about that, huh? You can design a project such that you can learn these valuable skills that you'll learn in internships and in work experiences. You're distracting me! You just have to design your projects such that it does teach you these skills. I don't know how to do a pull request. Just collaborate with someone that does know and ask him to send you a pull request. Then you can respond to the pull request by committing your changes to your project. You want to learn how to use AWS in an app? Well, just make a simple app, spin up an S3 instance, put something in there like a picture of this tier list. Just put this tier list in that S3 bucket. Then just call the API and call it to your app. Like, there's so many ways to learn, but you must be efficient, especially in your projects. So it is not the number of projects that define you, but you're cooked if you have 0. So start now. Here are some websites, AI project websites. There's Geeks for Geeks type beat. There's YouTube. There's your first personal website. There's so many things. There's no excuse. Okay, next. You didn't have any projects, so you cooked. You don't have work experience, so you cooked. You don't have any internships, so you cooked. I'm about to ask you a very simple question. Are you an introvert? You're cooked. Okay, you're cooked. It's GG. Like, out of 5 things, you got 0. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Half the reason you go to college, right, is to network. Not these BS like networking conventions where you'll find like hundreds or like thousands of comp sci majors trying to get a job. Like, no, that's not a networking. That's not proper networking. I'm talking about like your roommate. I'm talking about your classmates. I'm talking about club mates. I'm talking about people you see in the cafeteria. It's really important. Small talking is such an important skill to learn, and you need to master this. What is an interview? You gotta get them to like you at the end, right? You can answer everything right, but you gotta get them to like you at the end. How do you get them to like you at the end? You gotta be really good at small talk. How can you get good at small talk? Introverts, I know I'm asking for much, but you gotta talk to people. No, please, I can't speak to people. I'm just like you. I'm introverted. I can't speak to people. But the right comparison you make is you're a comp sci major and you play League of Legends. Hold on, let me cook. If you don't learn small talk, you're cooked. How important is small talk? S tier. Small talking will carry you through everything in life. Not just in your job, not just in the interview, but also like when you come late for your job, or like when you get arrested, or like when you get a ticket because you're speeding a little bit. Like, small talk is very important. You gotta be able to like, hey George, good morning. Playing League with your classmates. If you can't speak to them IRL, you can speak to them in Discord, okay? S tier, very important. Play League with your classmates, because everyone in comp sci plays League. Don't even cap. Everyone's playing like Marvel Rivals, but they all. This one is controversial. I'll put it like solid A tier. You gotta be a LinkedIn lunatic. Let me show you what I mean. Elias McCoy, cybersecurity. I recently put in an application with your company for a clinical or SaaS programming role. Would you be able to connect with me with hiring a team so that we can schedule an interview? Thanks. Wow, thanks for ignoring me, you. Senior product manager, digital experience at Adobe. I support all races who are American as a white nationalist, but those trying to come to the USA to pollute with their inferior culture and diseases will not be tolerated. They need to be deported if they are here, and borders need to be secured. Oh, here we go. from Shubham Bansal. During IIT prep, all I heard was, those who cracked the JEE sacrificed everything. Play, TV, sleep, home, cover, you name it. Even the smartest kids sacrificed everything. Meanwhile, I was an average kid. I knew that. So why do I deserve success in IIT? Answer, maybe if I could sacrifice something more, in the hope that God will repay. So I sacrificed my bodily needs, and took an oath that I will masturbate only once a week. I always wondered if my success due to my hard work, or due to my sacrifice. Nah, wait, hold on. Shubman might be cooking here. Maybe if you stop stroking it every day, you can work at Google. People may not know this, but I published the same STEM video both on YouTube and Pornhub. While YouTube generally generates more views, the ad revenue per 1 million views on Pornhub is nearly 3 times higher. Maybe I should start posting my YouTube videos on you get what I mean, chat. Like, just connecting with people is not enough these days. You gotta really put yourself out there, you know, and stop stroking it. Stop gooning. Maybe you work at Google. Next. 6. Resumes. Long awaited. I have yapped for approximately 1 hour. You have a long awaited for this. Resumes are like your character builds, right? You need to equip items in order to give your character good stats as you progress through the game, okay? If I'm playing World of Warcraft or Diablo, or here's a knight. We got helmet, chest plate, we got legs, we got boots, and then we got gloves or whatever. We can ignore that. Your resume is like your character build, okay? So we got helmet is number 1. Helmet is like your opening name. This is your helmet. This is the first thing people see. They see your face, right? They see you. They see your face. It's your name. Chat, I'm not gonna lie. Y'all goofy AF emails, right? Where it was like something pones88 at yahoo.com or something like that. Nuh-uh. Professional. Nope. That's goofy. Get it out of there. Remake your email if you have to. Try to reduce the number of numbers you have in your email, and don't use words that are like dumb. Next, we have chest plate. Okay, chest plate, ladies and gentlemen, is your work experience. Let me scroll down on her. Oh, this guy put education on top. Hell no, I would never do this such a thing. Chest plate, work experience, chest plate. It's the beef of it. It's your beef of your resume. Everyone, they want to when they want to shoot you, they want to shoot at you. They want to shoot at your chest, biggest area that you can hit. Next, legs is your projects. This structure doesn't make any sense. It should be skills, work experience, projects. So let's assume this guy's resume is bad. Here's an example of a bad resume, right? Projects is your legs, right? They give you the boost. They give you the boost you need. Your height, give you the height you need. Because what did I say earlier? You can fit 45 projects if you don't have any work experience. It gives you that boost. It gives you that artificial boost. You know what I'm saying? Lastly, we got legs. You get the idea. The dungeons are the interviews, okay? Resumes are the character builds. The dungeons are the actual interviews. You gotta hit the minimum requirements in the resumes. But the better your resume, if you're not lying on your resume, the easier your time will be in the dungeon. The easier time will be in the interview if you actually know your stuff. You need to invest in some intelligence stats for your character. How do you invest in some intelligence stats for your character IRL? Leetcode. It all comes circling back. The one thing I hate the most, the higher the Leetcode questions that you complete, the more prepared you will feel. Usually a 3-step process, right? You got the recruiter who interviews you. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about you. Oh, I like you because, you made me laugh in the interview. You pass to step 2. Step 2 is the first technical interview. That's like, this batch of users are like, oh, from the pool that the recruiter sent in, who like lied on the resumes, these people actually kind of know their stuff. And then at the third level, the third technical interview, he's the senior manager. He's the senior lead. He's the project lead. He doesn't code at all. He tells you what to code. So he's going to sit there. Hey, how's it going? He's probably drinking a coffee at home, remote working. Diablo's playing on the side, or playing Marvel Rivals or whatever. How would you solve this problem? He gives you like an algorithm to solve, and you're like, hash maps. I love hash maps. And then boom, you solve it. You got to know what you're talking about. You usually can't solve the last guy's question because you don't know what you're talking about. How can we prepare you to get to know what you're talking about? By probability, you can technically brute force that intelligence stat through Leetcode. Would it be beneficial for your programming skill set? Maybe it will, maybe it doesn't. But as we talked about before, if your practicing efficiency was min-maxed, then of course it'd be beneficial for you. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. But then, chances are during the last technical interview, they'll probably ask one of those questions, or if anything, they'll ask you a medium level question that you should technically know the answer to because you solved the harder level ones, which should be building on the same concepts as easy and medium. The higher Leetcode missions you complete, the more prepared you will be for the trolls on the bridge. Enough of this, let's just get straight to the point, okay? Number 8. One thing that people never share in their top 10 things that help you get a tech job in 2025, 2024, 2026 is luck. According to this one study online, let's all learn together, shall we? Success paradox, why even a little bit of luck often beats skill. In this study, consider the most recent class of NASA astronauts from over 18,300 applicants in 2017. Only 11 were selected and went on to graduate from the astronaut training program, okay? Your chances of getting in is 0.0006, 6 figures to the right percent chance of getting in. Now, we can make a toy model of the selection process. So what they did was they calculated all 18,200 applicants. They gave them some measurable, quantifiable number, and that number represents their skill level and how likely they'll be to be chosen. That's what this code is. Beep, bop, 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 bop. You can take a look later. He repeated the simulation 1,000 times, representing 1,000 different astronaut selections. And what I found was the astronauts who were picked were very lucky. They had an average luck score of 94.7. Just stick with me. So how many of the selected astronauts would have been in the top 11 based on skill alone? The answer was, on average, only 1.6. This is the top of the class. It's not just your typical A+ university student, right? Everyone there probably has a PhD, probably multiple PhDs. They've probably been working in their respective fields, whether astronomy, physics, mathematics, or some of them are even physical medical doctors. Some of them are even neurosurgeons. Some of them are Navy SEALs themselves. That's how it's not you applying to be a comp sci intern, okay? Across all their skill level, because everyone is so high, virtually no one is, right? On average, 1.6. You're 1.6 likely to get picked. That means even with luck accounting for just 5% of the outcome, 9 or maybe 10 of the 11 applicants selected would have been different if luck played no role at all. When competition is fierce, being talented and hardworking is important, but it's not enough to guarantee success. You need luck to play a role in your selection process. In the study that we just read, it concludes that yes, hard work is important. Hard work and perseverance will actually get you to the highest point. But even when you're at the highest point, 5%, that 5% additional finger length, that will determine if you make it or not. The question is, can you manipulate luck? This is a very famous philosophical conundrum that you might consider, but in some way, shape, or form, you can manipulate luck. You're not fully controlling luck, but you're trying to control certain variables that promote luck, is where I'm getting at. The idea is that opportunity itself rarely falls on your feet, but that one variable we can control in luck is trying to manipulate it such that the amount of opportunities that can occur increases for you. The only way to increase the amount of chances opportunity appears itself to you is to put yourself in environments that will increase said opportunity. The only way to do this, realistically, if I'm being no capping right now, it's step 5. Step 5, networking increases your chances of finding opportunities. It seems like a very trivial thing, but you got to remember, what did I mention in step 5? If you're bad at small talk, you gotta learn how to small talk. If you're bad at making friends, you just play League of Legends with your classmates. You gotta learn how to use LinkedIn. Okay? Albert Choi. 500 plus connections, 2K followers. Okay. Harvard Business School, MBA candidate, City Bridge Education, Director of Ventures. Damn, this guy's stacked. You connect with this guy, shoot him a message. Hey, I'm trying to learn business. You want me to shoot him some pointers? Realistically, what can they do? They can either ignore you or say no or say yes. 1 out of 3 chances. That's pretty high to me. Because both of these chances, they're saying no either way. So it's actually technically, they either help you or you don't. Ignoring you or saying no to you is the same thing. Both those instances, they're not helping you. So they either help you or you don't. 50-50 chance, bro. Shoot your shot. Go on LinkedIn. Be a LinkedIn lunatic. Tell people you're not jerking off. You want a job. Another strat that you can do is, I want to work for Synergistic IT. You go on LinkedIn, you go to the job posting, you go to the actual company of the job posting who posted the job, scroll down to see who works there. Find someone with the exact same role of the job. So let's say it was this guy. Go to him, and I would shoot him a message. I'm like, I'm trying to work for your company. This is who I am. I'm trying to be a software engineer. The position opening at this place. I see that you're a software engineer. Can you provide some advice for me? What I'm saying is, the only thing you can control in luck is how much times luck can appear by putting yourself in an environment that promotes the appearance of said luck. Because if you're just at home, no work experience, no internship, no projects, like, is a recruiter realistically gonna like call you on your phone? No. It's like a 0.0006 chance that you'll be chosen. Because right now you got zero luck if you got no internships. But if you're a LinkedIn lunatic and they start commenting on what you post, hey, don't say you got it from me, but networking will increase the recurrence variable, which will overall increase your chances of having opportunity to arrive. True. TLDR, if you're non-Christian, manifest destiny. If you're Christian, pray about it. 8 things you should consider before deciding to do computer science. Number 1, are you a Thinka? Are you a Feela? Number 2, Leetcode. Number 3, do a major in something. You gotta. Number 4, projects are so important, chat. Number 5, you gotta learn how to network. Number 6, how to build resumes. You gotta build a nice resume. Structured helmet, chest plate, leggings, boots. Number 7, interviews. You gotta know how to speak, bro. And number 8, you gotta know that sometimes it's all based on luck. We can put ourselves in environments to increase our chances of luck appearing. I hope I wasn't yapping too much. I hope some of the stuff I gave was insightful. I hope some of the stuff wasn't insightful. I hope some of the stuff you just wasted your time and you're still watching because you fell asleep and it's 4 a.m. and then because this somehow ended up on your recommended page until I feel like uploading the next video. Stay passionate. Stay motivated. Stay on my YouTube channel. Click on this video right here to watch me unbox Yu-Gi-Oh content. Unbox Yu-Gi-Oh content. Unbox Yu-Gi-Oh content. One of my first 600 view videos is me interviewing people in my high school. Or just watch unboxing Yu-Gi-Oh content. And that's why I really think it's important to